Thanks, Eric. And takes me a little bit longer than 7 minutes. It usually takes me about 14 minutes to fall asleep, so thanks for staying awake as well. What does Bundle do? Bundle helps people make better spending decisions using data. Today, we think that relatively simple decisions like choosing a restaurant, choosing a bar, wondering which spa we should go to, is actually increasingly complicated. We've all been through the situation where we end up reading 65 Yelp reviews on a place and actually end up even more confused than we did before. What Bundle does is we actually use a data-centric approach to cut through the noise that's being created by a lot of review and social media sites. We use actual spending data to help people hone in on critical elements of a business that they may want to know before they make the decision to actually go and spend money over there. In a way, Bundle is the left brain to a company like Yelp's right brain. Let's show you a little bit about what we do. So yesterday evening, we were looking for a place to go and eat, a restaurant. And as you can see, we've got several different categories available, including auto expenses, restaurants, bars, what have you. We were looking for a place around here where the zip code is 10019. And as you kind of filter through this initial result, you see several places appearing. But let's filter down and get to the area that we were in. We were close to the Time Warner Center building, and so we can zoom into that area. And as we refresh the search, it creates a different group of results. Now we can further filter these results by price range. We were looking for a place that's somewhat nice to go out for dinner. So let's move that price range filter up a little bit. But then also, one of the things that we were particularly interested in was, what about a place that people like me might enjoy? And so we've created, using our data, a whole bunch of demographic and behavioral segments. So for example, you could filter by age. You could say, all right, well, show me places where only the 36 to 45-year-olds go. Or you could even filter by behavior. Like, show me the places where the foodies tend to go. And how we define that? We've actually looked at data. We've figured out places and people who've got discerning tastes and actually created a whole taste graph using spending data for those people. So we've chosen the foodie category over here, and I'm sure you all will recognize some of these restaurants, Per Se, Masa, John George. There's one over there that we were particularly interested in, which was Landmark Time Warner Center. And you can see that it's got a star rating of 2 out of 5 stars. Now, one of the things we did over here was we looked at that rating, and we defined the rating based on repeat behavior. So instead of just looking at kind of overall comments or what have you and how random people might have rated a place, we looked at repeat behavior. And we gave every merchant a loyalty score that's based on repeat behavior and share of wallet. And in this case, Landmark had a repeat behavior signified by the purchase frequency of about 22% below the average and a share of wallet that was about 30% below the average, leading to a 2-star rating. What you also see on this page is how much you'd expect to spend. Now, this is reality. So we looked at average check sizes at Landmark. And when we were going in, we said, OK, we think that the number is going to be closer to the $90 to $100 amount. Further, what you can see over here is that we can show you what kind of people go to Landmark and what they think about it. Remember, we had chosen the foodie segments. Foodies actually give Landmark a much higher score based on repeat and share of wallet. But you can also see what other groups of people think about the place. What do 26 to 35-year-olds think about it? What do locals think about it? Locals are people who live in the same area as that restaurant. What do wallet watchers, who we've identified as people who are budget conscious, actually think about that place as well? And if you look at locals, you can see how many locals go over there, as well as how often these locals actually go back as well. So it gives you a very different view of the place. Additionally, on the right-hand side, we can actually track people who went to Landmark, where else did they go? Since we have spending behavior, we can look at aggregate groups of people and see not only which are the restaurants they went to, but actually which bars they went to, where they buy their clothes. If it's a fashionable crowd, you can easily follow around kind of groups of people and essentially create a whole taste graph of people who go to Landmark. So we're pretty excited by bringing some of these concrete data elements to the foreground. If you scroll all the way to the bottom, actually, you can see that we have that wallet watchers segment. So if you want to track where else wallet watchers went in that zip code, you can do that. Simply press on that, and it creates a completely new list of all the places that wallet watchers go to. So in summary, we think that by creating some of these data-driven approaches, it can really cut through the noise and save us a whole bunch of time as well as energy in making some of these relatively simple decisions. Where do we want to go with this next? We've only scratched the surface of the data. This is really interesting spending data. We've used our algorithms to create something that's extremely fascinating, we think. And we want to dig deeper into this data, create many different views of this information, create new segments that people could potentially respond to. The other thing we want to do is we want to scale this data nationally. We have the data on the site right now for a couple of 100,000 merchants for New York and San Francisco. But we have the data to scale nationally as well, and we hope to do that within the next few months. Thank you. And we do have an iPhone app. I'd encourage you to download it. Thank you.